body cells go into dhikr too. Now, our body
So
cells
when we go into dhikr, our body cells go into
by
dhikr.
our own choice in our
Okay.
heart.
Yes.
The body themselves go into dhikr. It actually tawafs. It goes into this, everything tawafs. Everything, sabbaha lillahi ma fi samawati. Everything orbits and it praises Allah. So everything tawafs. You with me? So what happens with the body when we start making dhikr? Everything then orbits. And one of the signs of that everything orbits is we start oscillating. Even the Jews, they start oscillating in front of the wall, the wailing wall.
Interesting.
They start oscillating. Anybody in the form of dhikr, remembering God, they go into oscillation. So that's your proof scientifically that your cells are now moving. And if you go on to a higher level, some people actually elevate. Like the Sufis of Turkey.
Yeah.
Some of them actually raise. You can see where they raise from the ground. So what happens is the cells go into circulation, when it starts with a rateeb. So actually when it strikes, it's the wound is healed at the same time. It's a wound and it's healing at the same time. And that was to me interesting, is that your body in actual fact is in such a state of submission to Allah that nothing can affect you. So now you know why the armies couldn't beat the Muslims even though they were fewer, because they were spiritually heightened. And so the malaikas assisted them, but they were also, you can't strike. Allah says in the Quran, 100 of you will overpower 1,000. 200 of you will overpower so many thousands. It says it there because you are actually totally immune. You're immune to injury for a certain part until Allah decides you're going to leave this world. And then it will strike you and then you die, but then you go to Jannah. Because the Quran says to you, the people who die in the Jannah, they want to come back and fight again.
Yeah.
So that's why it's difficult to fight a Muslim in war, because he fights to die. You fight to live. So that's it. America knows they can't beat any of the Muslim countries. They're still in there and they can't beat them. Because it's on another level. And secondly, you can't displace the Sharia. People will always have Sharia in Quran. You can't displace it with democracy, etc. You can mess it up, but you can't really break a people because they've got their own system. So this kind of dhikr and this feeling that you have, this vibrational feeling that you had before you were, because your whole body was already in a state of submission to Allah. And so you were connecting, if one talks about the quantum physics, you were connecting with a field that is already in submission to Allah. So then it takes you. So then you can operate within space and time. Because you're vibrating on that frequency. And the Quran's recital takes you into that frequency.
Is this what they mean by body wisdom?
Yes, the body wisdom, it connects with the other one. So then you can actually experience it, Maryam, if you recite peace. If you recite a piece like I recited the piece of Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam's father, I was so connected at that moment without me realizing it, that I actually had the full feeling of him losing his son. I cried so much, that my heart shook at such a level and I cried so much. As Allah says, the person who has imaan, his eyes become full of tears and his heart shakes in the Quran when he hears my name. Allah says that. So that is like a sign that you are alive. That I was bent into sujood without me being able to lift myself up for that period of time. So if you recite Quran and you read Quran and you quote Quran on a very, very sincere level, then you actually transport in the voices of these people and in the experience of them, and then you fully feel what they had felt in those days, because your vibrations are on the same level as these people. So you are attracted to Sayyidina Maryam and
with Miriam, what I've been thinking about with Miriam alayhi salam, so her story actually goes before she's even, she's born, first her mother makes the dua. So mother has the near the intention. Then she's dedicated to, now I used to have arthritis in my knees, and then I used to find that if I prayed in the mosque, I could do salah a lot easier if I was kneeling in the mosque, whether instead of doing it at home. So I find that the mosque is definitely like an energy that definitely brings you to there's a higher vibration, brings you to another level of healing or empowerment or capability. So now with Maryam alayhi salam, I'm thinking, so here's a female in what is now Mashal Quds, right? And she's literally from a young age just praying and worshipping and dhikr and dhikr and dhikr and dhikr, and cultivating appreciation between that devotion and the conception of Isa alayhi salam.
Yes.
Because she's attracting fruits without season. Because I follow a lot of financial gurus, but to me the best wealth guru is actually Miriam alayhi salam.
Yes.
Not these businessmen, these investors, these marketers. Miriam alayhi salam is actually the best wealth guru because she teaches you that through the dhikr you attract fruits out of season, because it all comes from Allah.
Yeah,
And that's where you need to focus on that.
Yeah.
And so in the morning, instead of like getting straight to work, what I've started doing now is, instead of going straight into work, I focus on my Quran and Thikr and my EFT. I use EFT to clear out any doubt, insecurities, and then I'll do work. So Miriam alayhi salam, she's in that state of dhikr, she's constantly worshipping, constantly focusing on Allah. She's attracting fruits out of season until eventually you have Isa alayhi salam. So that's very much connected to what you're saying with the cells being in dhikr.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that your rizq is in the skies. Like not the clouds, it's actually in the elements in the sky. So if you make dhikr to Allah in sincerity, the elements that you need, that you would eat from the food, is coming straight into your bloodstream. So that's why you can, they tell the people who are true, people who are connected to Allah, they eat less, they sleep less, they talk less. You know what I mean? Because they are in a zone of absolute submission and absolute sustenance. Allah sustains them. They don't even have to go to the toilet. Now, even if you take people who are not Muslim, because Allah speaks about people who are not Muslim, like we know, but they believe in Allah in the last day. Allah says they must connect against the kuffar who likes to break down everything.
Yeah.
That Allah says in the Quran, okay? So if you look at some people that are like, for instance, you must go on a video called The Boy in the Tree.
Okay.
He's a Tibetan boy, 15 years old. He goes into dhikr or meditation. Sits in the hollow of a tree for something like 6 months. No sleep, no food, nothing. He just sits with his eyes closed all the time. And at a certain point, they saw a fire coming from his inner self, but it's not consuming him. Which basically is like light cleansing. And then and everybody came to see him. It became a whole business area because everybody bought food, etc. Because just watching this boy sitting there, not communicating with anybody. Just his eyes are closed and he's in another zone. And then all of a sudden he was gone. And so they were thinking who killed him or whatever the case would be. But then he came back again. And he came back and he is so connected that he's got no sense of agitation. And you know what is his main feature about bringing the message back to people? Peace. This is Islam. You must be peaceful. And ministers are coming to sit by him, and he's not even affected by that. He's still connected. So he gets garlands over him, but you can see in his face that it doesn't affect him. He's still on the same level of communication, complete with the universe. Now this is where Allah wants us to be. He wants us to bring our level of our vibration through dhikr to such an extent that we are completely supported by what is existent. And we are going to go through our strife. Are you with me? Our problems, etc. Because with problems comes ease. So with problems that we have, Allah cleanses us from the evil that we are doing. And so that we now become to a higher level of consciousness and awareness. And I spoke to a guy who can see the other world. And he says that we are actually in the middle concentric circle of spirituality. We are not actually physical. And so the next one is the one where the people die, then they move to the next one. And so people can move in between the concentric circles. Now he was born with a helm, you know what I'm saying? So he's got this gift. And so there are different concentric circles in which we can move up and down. So the Nabi Muhammad connected with the previous prophets. Remember? And he led Salah for all of them when he went in his Mi'raj. And the Mi'raj is a space and timeless creature. So there is like high level of space, because now it's two different things. You either use technology to go into space, or you use the spiritual world to go into space. The difference is here you need a suit to protect you, here you need no suit. This is based on impatience, this is based on patience. Are you with me? Drug addicts have the same kind of experience. They're forcing the other side to see the other world. The dhikr person doesn't do that. he is taken at the side, so he can see the other world. But when a drug addict sees the other world, it is so powerful that it breaks his body down. Whereas a person in Thikr, when he sees the other world, he doesn't break it down because his cells are connected to it.
But the other two differences is the one that goes in with substances goes in with the negative energy and it vibrates on the field of the negative energy in the spiritual realm. Whereas the one that goes in with Thikr connects with the positive forces of the spiritual
And also, for instance, even if he sees the positive sides, using a physical means, his body is not able to take it. So I did a lecture on Islamic art or arts in Islam, and one lady, white lady who was put up there, and in 40 years old at French Art Center, said to me, I said everything is in numbers. I use this ayah.
Yeah.
Everything is in numbers, so they use numbers for where they make azimats, the magic squares. They make azimats with numbers and not with letters. That's why we get 7 and 6.
Yes.
It's numbers.
Yes.
Because the ulama of healing, they write ayahs of the Quran in numbers so that they can put it on you, open up a particular pure space there so that you can go to the toilet without having to take
Yes. I understand.
So that particular vibrations of that, she then said to me, she put up her hands and said to me, I can vouch for that. When I was on LSD, I sat one day on the beach, and when I opened up my eyes and it hit me, I just saw everything in numbers and everything in colors. But the impact of that coming back to me, I cringed. I couldn't hold it. So a drug addict will go in and out because his body's not full. Whereas a person in spirituality, when he starts connecting with the other world, he actually just grows from one stage to the other stage because his body is developed to actually appreciate the different levels. And when you've got a spiritual station, you can't come down. Allah has given you that, you can only go up. Okay, so our first level is spiritual waves, spiritual states. We go into waves, in and out, etc. And then if we continue within that way, we then get to spiritual stations where we experience things. And that, some of the experience we can't share with other people, because it is unique only for us. So you find people who can spiritually, they won't speak to you about anything. And most of the people that I've met who are spiritually connected are very quiet people. And those who are loud, they suffer through it because they have to get down to become humble. You see, the whole feature of Islam is humility. If you acquire humility, you feel the majesty of Allah.
Yeah.
So Allah says, if you don't become humble through your first experience, your next one will be worse. So you have to be very careful if you go through hardship to learn humility through that. Because if you don't, your next experience will be terrible. So it's very important that we listen to ourselves. And I felt I could